Hello YouTube, this is TerraTech Computers, your host Charlie, bringing another video. Today, I'm going to surprise my kid with a brand new computer. I figured I'd do an ITX build with a handle. That way, he can take the case between my place and his mother's place without having to worry about having two computers, one each place, two different names, all that nonsense. So, we have this nice little cool case here by Lian. Everything is pretty modular, so that's kind of cool. The system specs is pretty straightforward. I got this nice beauty case here. Really tiny. Everything pops off pretty well. So that's the side panel off. Inside the case, it's a ITX case. I installed two Be Quiet fans on rubber mounts. So you guys see that pretty well. This case has USB 3.0 as front panel, audio, basically the basic stuff. The only thing I can't figure out too well, because in the book it doesn't really give me much information, but I have no idea what this connector is meant for. I think it's type C, but that's gonna be my guess on it. But the motherboard doesn't have that feature, so yeah, what can you do? So we got ASRock Fatality. See, I found the model on here for you guys. Might be buried underneath the oh, here it is. B450 Gaming ITX / AC. And we have 32 gigs of DDR4 G.Skill, 3200 megahertz RAM. I already installed the processor. That's a AMD Ryzen 2600X. I figured that should get him where he needs to go for game development, gaming in general, and Photoshop, just in general development applications, and have enough horsepower for gaming and whatnot. Now, the only piece of this whole system I'm missing at the current moment is the 1080 Ti video card, which is still waiting for it to come in the mail. When it does get here, I'll do an update video to show you guys the difference between that and the card I'm currently sticking there, which is a MSI Gaming Edition 290X 8GB video card. I figured I should get him going temporarily until the 1080 Ti 11GB card comes in the mail, whenever that happens. So, as for storage, we have a 1TB NVMe drive from Inland Professional. Oops, sorry. Got this from Micro Center for about $130. It has higher rates than Samsung. I'll give you guys a link in the description below to compare the two for yourselves. The board does support LED control, but since this case doesn't have RGB in it, I figured, what's the point, right? But for the I/O on the actual motherboard, you have USB 3.0, Type C. You have your typical Ethernet jack, your AC wireless jacks, PS2 for keyboard and mouse if you are old school, HDMI and DisplayPort for video outputs, which, since we have a video card, we won't be using those, but it's cool to have anyways. And the BIOS battery is on the back side, so it's kind of easy to smooth this little cable here. Takes care of the battery reset issue if you ever have, if you overclock too far, and that happens. So, on the other side, we have USB 3.1 for the front, Sata 3, typical power switch, HDD, light, power light, reset switch. Hold on, yards. The only time that I figure out how to do, since this is kind of a little different for me, because I'm used to using ITX systems in a little bit bigger build, but I'm going to try to make the wire management in this case as best I can. I'm not the greatest at it, but we'll see what happens. As for the hard drive, I have a 2 TB 3.5 inch Samsung BetaQ drive. Picked this up for about 20 bucks at a computer store. As for the processor, motherboard, and RAM, that came in about roughly probably around, the RAM and the motherboard alone was like 300. And the processor to it, get that for 100 at Micro Center on a special. And then like I said, AMD drive, so pretty much this whole thing I hold in my hand, about 500-ish for everything. It might be a little overkill, but 32 gigs of RAM should get him where he needs to go when it comes to applications like Adobe Photoshop, Premiere, or Game Maker, or RPG Maker, because I'm not kind of sure how much RAM that will take up, since there won't be no page file on the system with all the RAM included. So, before I do, I'll bring out the power supply before I get started, put everything in the case. We have a Corsair SF600 watt power supply. ITX. What's really funny, when I first got this system, or not system, but this case, I didn't think that this case required an ITX power supply. And with everything going on in the world today, ITX power supplies are really expensive now. Hence, this power supply I got on eBay for 160 bucks. Well, yeah, with shipping included. So, because it was sold out on Newegg. Newegg wanted almost 200. For Silverstone, roughly about the same price or more, used and new. So I already have a lot of options. As for the case, I'm gonna upgrade this case later. Not the case itself, but upgrade it to another 2.5 inch SSD drive for down here. Excuse me, dry throat. That's pretty much how you have it. I'll probably update the cooler from standard to aftermarket water cooler, and let's replace one of these fans with the water cooling radiator, and call it a day. I will mount a 240mm radiator down below, but there's not really a whole lot of space between the video card and a radiator. I tried earlier just to test it out, make sure, but there really isn't. Now, if you're running this with a APU or just for single workloads, then yes, that will work perfectly. You wouldn't need a video card. So, let's get this party going. Get the I/O sealed in here first. Super easy. Just pushing the back plate here. Make sure you watch your fingers on those little tabs, because they can poke your finger, and that'll be a bad day. You start hearing a little popping and clicking noises when you have this thing lined up properly, and it's going to hold pretty easily. And this time it's fighting me. I say this time because like I said, I tried the radiator and setup to make sure everything fit perfectly fine. Hence why the RAM and the processor and the M.2 drives are pre-installed for that purpose. I didn't try to take anything back apart for this video, because I figured at least majority out there pretty sure knows how that works. So I'm not expecting a whole lot of explanation for how to put a CPU and RAM into a motherboard. I do have plenty of videos on my channel that will show you guys how to do all that stuff in general. So, first we gotta do is screw down the motherboard. Hopefully the system will do everything he needs done. If necessary, if the RAM is not enough, upgrade it to 64 gigs. But I doubt going higher than 64 would matter too much. Exclude the background noise from my AC unit. It's still kind of hot even at nighttime. So that's pretty much why that's running at the moment. Now the front I/O wires has already been ran pretty decently in this case, but I gotta run a SATA cable and power cables through this system to make more sense without blocking too much airflow. So, here's my USB 3 here since I'm right here. Now, it would be nice if all motherboard manufacturers would make a stinking L-style USB 3.0 connector, because oh my god, it'd be so much freaking easier. Then we're so bulky. Or if the motherboard manufacturers will actually make the USB 3.0 header sideways, that'd be freaking amazing. And maybe they make the power connector sideways too, if that's a possible outcome. But at least a 90-degree bend for the USB 3.0 connector would be fantastic. So as far as the pretty much like connector right here, I'm not too worried about it, but because I'm using it, because I got the power supply now, I'll put that in next, so that way I can map all the wires pretty easily. I'm gonna get rid of the lazy fusion because it's not really helping me. Yeah. The other thing about this case, like I said, everything comes off and everything's modular. You actually flip the this panel with the other panel, and it'll still connect just fine with no issues, which is really cool. So here's the power supply. Now the only thing that is kind of literally kind of weird about this case is the fact that you can't access the on and off switch for the power supply, which is kind of a letdown, because the power surge when you plug it into the outlet. But knock on wood, for any time that happens. Try to get the zip tie off the SATA connector. There we go. There you see what I'm doing here. There you go. Show you at least one screw in here real quick. So you can start pulling the power supply long enough to screw this in. There you go. Close enough. There's one. Get the second one in here. Now this case doesn't have vents on the top, so I can't actually mount this power supply upside down for that purpose. But that's all good though. There's that. Now you gotta go to the power supply now. Now I move this keyboard out of the way to access the other screw hole. Now you actually lay this thing flat. So let's grab another screw. And now to make it into the other hole. There's that one. Now we see one more screw. And the power supply is mounted. Yeah. There's that. Now the fun part is to run all the stinking cables all around. Actually, I popped up the top of it here so I can get the hard drive in place as well. So, good thing for modular. Now the fun part. Got all these nice little cables here. And the longest cable has to be for the stinking video card. Because I don't think I have any sort of cables that came with the power supply. And let's see here. Got one. Yeah, I got some shoulder cables, but I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference. So I'll start side here. go for this power pin for the CPU. I'm going to try to run this through the back of the case. Hopefully it's not too bulky. Because I still got to run the SATA cables and everything else from behind the case as well. So that's my first attempt at dealing with ITX power supply and cable management at the same time. Drop that down. There's that. Now the question of the day, can I get it in the hole? It's a very tight fit. I'm going to switch this out here. Hopefully that gives me enough length. There we go. Now I got plenty of length to make it in this little connector right in the corner. Right, my hand's out here. So to give us a better idea here, if my camera will stay put, I'm trying to get this little connector right there. Probably be easier if I had the fan out, but whatever. It's a feel for it to put in the hole. Yay! There we go. Alright, that's in place. Since the power connector for the actual motherboard isn't that long, I don't see a point of rerouting this thing. So I'm going to run it straight through the board. Because the side panel will cover most of the wires up, which is nice. So they get in the hole now. Ha! Bam! Now I gotta run. First, put the audio cable on here because I'm gonna be putting the video card in here pretty soon. So might as well make that count too. And the fan connector cable for this, surprisingly, is actually up here. Oh, yay, lovely. So, you know what, I can probably route this under. Yeah, if I have the fan port, it's right there. So I can see the two. There you go. I am not having any luck with this, with my camera today. Seems like it wants to fight me every step of the stinking way. Now, before I put that on, I might as well put the power switch on. Yeah. Camera, you're really starting to aggravate me. There you go. Reset switch. Power switch. Yay, the easy stuff. Now, I think that's the only cable. Don't think I missed anything else. Yep. Take out this Type-C connector because, well, since this board doesn't have one, it's kind of pointless to even have it floating around. Okay, first finish connected. Now, to get the other one connected here. Might just have it wrapped around the power cable here, so it won't be all over the damn place. Might get one more wrap out of it. Nope. Now this cable, this fan cable is RPG. That'd be actually a really cool feature. I'm gonna have no luck with this fan connector. There we go. That's connected. Got the power connector cords connected. There's back out. Now for the SATA connector, we're just gonna run up and around the case. Hopefully these things are long enough. Now, I gotta find my my Sata cable here. Voila! I plug it in first. Now these pins here, I actually use it from a wise wire case, because when I bought this case open box, it didn't actually come with one. So unfortunately, I gotta do it this way. So lift the case up a little bit. Yep. It's pretty straightforward. Slide in the hole. I have to over gommage with the clips and just push it through. Damn. Oh, locked in place. Now for the actual power cable. You can see this so well, but trying to get it past the handle. That'd be a very tight fit. Okay, I'm gonna take the wire off here. They don't make these tiny cases easy access, do they? Makes me want to connect this first if I did anything else. Sheesh. As long as I lose my finger up here, I should be alright. That's a very, very tight fit for the Sata cable. At least the other part piece, at least the data cable is not that hard to put in. Yeah, I stand corrected. Still a pain in the ass. There we go. Just using zip ties to put those through the hole. Okay. Down here you go. Plug that into a random Sata cable or a port. Now to get that on, I'll put the video card in, screw that down. Bam. Alright, now for the video card. As you can tell, this thing barely fits in this case. I think the fun part is I run the graphical plugs in here. With the fan cable out of my way here. There we go. Bam. Got the video card in here. Now screw that card down and keep going. Last screw. Drop the screw. Pardon me, buddy. Pardon me just a second. Let me go pick it up here. Or not. Actually, this is grab me another one. Oh, maybe I might grab me another one, which I dig one out of my box here. There we go, found one. It's great to have spare screws when you work on PCs. Drop the plate. Now the fun part is run this giant cable through this case and into the video card. Bam. So yeah, it only has 2 more ports left for the actual power supply. So I got this giant long cable here. I guess I can. I'm gonna try to rotate it back and around, and maybe it might actually go through the case. So let's see what happens. Try to watch out for the Sata cable. So don't like deck that out too. Okay, there's that. Down the very bottom. Hopefully hopefully this cable might be long enough for this. I'll find here in just a moment. I think I passed it over to, you know, I might have enough room to pass it up and over. So let's try that. Cable 1. Come on. Come to the hole. There you go. Yeah. Let's see if I can do this here. Just barely enough room. Okay. Now I plug that into the video card. And we can call it a day. Put the 8 pin in first, and now we'll put the 6 pin next. Like that. I need some more slack here for the 6 pin. There we go. Hopefully this is long enough. Yep, not long enough. Any more cable slack. There we go, now I got enough cable slack. Bam! Push this out of the way. Put this over here. There we have it. Come on, webcam, work. Yeah, so that's my template layout management, minus this part here. I'll show you guys why this doesn't matter too much. Yeah, I'll pop this on. It blocks a lot of it. See? You don't see too much of it. She says it's based on here, but I can't really do much about that yet. And much I'd like to anyways. So what I'm gonna try to do, I'm gonna try to zip tie it up here. And I'm not gonna waste you guys' time trying to find zip ties, but that's what I'm gonna zip tie it up. And for as the rest of it, you get your power connectors running on top, which I gotta zip tie these down. And then the only thing I do is left is find a place for this, zip tie this down somewhere, or just tuck it away. So that's my first chance at wire management. I mean, it's not very much wire management since it's all like super compact, but there you guys have it. So everything should fit on. So here's the side panel for the power supply, and why not? Take me a little wipe here and clean this off. Now put the top panel on. Did I figure out how to stick it? Top panel. There's top panel for it. Oops. The side panel decided to have a nice little fall down. Once you get these wires taped down, it should be it won't bulge anymore, as you guys see here. Yep. Little bulge. That's not too bad. Once I zip down the tables closer to the tray, it should be a lot better. And for the final piece, voila! Everything put together. So, hope you guys found this entertaining, as me failing to put stuff together in certain areas. And we finally hit the final touch, the antennas, which is super easy to do. Put this on my lap here. Basically, just screw on, and then you basically line them up any way you want. So, voila, all done. You have them like that. You can all types of different angles, basically to give you the best connection. But there you guys have it. Stay tuned for the update for benchmarks and what have you. Follow later on this week, and I'll do them again with the GTX 1080 comes in. So thanks you guys for watching. You guys take care. Like and subscribe. Thank you.